Can divorces be free? Like, doesn't cost anything? Sure, there are certain times when the courts will waive even filing fees if you don't have the resources necessary to pay for even filing fees. There are resources with the state where child and family investigators are assigned to cases that these are state pay cases. But by and large, no, there's going to be some form of fashion of paying for even filing fees. And then what you don't want to do really is you don't want to spend money on attorneys necessarily if the attorneys aren't experienced and then typically or effective. And then you don't want to spend that kind of money on experienced, effective lawyers if you don't have the funds, right? So like this is where I tell people all the time, this is where family comes in. And it doesn't mean that you're going to be coming in and spending like a boatload of money. You want lawyers that are effective, that are going to get the outcomes, to get to a resolution. That we want resolutions here that are with finality, that are foreseeable. If there's a parenting plan, you want it to be something that is foreseeable, not ambiguous, and you're not going to be back here in a year spending money that you don't have, right? So it's really important that first one you've got to knock out and you've got to do it the right way. But otherwise, I don't know that aside from the filing fees, I think people can do these divorces themselves if there are not many assets, or if there aren't any major issues or disputes regarding parenting time and decision making of children, or if people are amicable and they're being fair. I think it's always wise to hire lawyers even at the end to review the documents and make sure that it's going to be approved by the court, and that it's not something that, in 6 months from now you look back and say, oh my gosh, that was the worst decision I ever made. And now you have to hire lawyers to come in and undo what's happened before. So it's possible. I've seen people that have millions of dollars not use attorneys, and it's been effective. I've seen people that don't have the resources spend tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars unnecessarily. So you want to be smart and you want to do your research. But it takes two. So just because you want it to be amicable doesn't mean that the other party is going to be amicable or act that way, especially if they're hurt in some way. So get your mind right, use your head, and try to take the high road, especially in the beginning.